Hello everyone, let's see how to set up the MiniPOS. The MiniPOS setup starts with MiniPOS setup screen. The basic information like number series, terms and condition to be printed, if in case the invoice to be emailed to the customer will be configured here. So importantly, this should be in a square bracket so that when the email sent to the customer, it will be replaced with our store address and the customer name. We give inventory check. Basically, when you post the invoice, it will check whether we have enough inventory or not. If it is a warning, it will show the pop-up. If it is an error, it will not proceed further from the posting. You can configure the default report ID, which comes with the MiniPOS draft invoice report ID. Basically, it's before posting the receipt. Then these are all after posting the receipt as well as the returns. The store list, you can add multiple stores in one company. You can put store address details, and below you can see what to be printed when the receipt is printed from this particular store. User logged in and execute the receipt. Then this is the place your walk-in customer. So each store will have a walk-in customer as one of the business central customer. You can configure it over here. Then location code of that store. Each store will have one location code, and the default payment methods, card and cash methods. So if there is any statement difference account, when we post Z report, that will be posted under this particular account. These features we will see it in separately. Then we got a store terminals. So each store can have multiple terminals. You can define your own terminal ID 1, 2, 3 like that. Then you can put one description over here. So we have completed the store setup, terminal setup, and the basic POS setup. So the receipt number will be taken from here. The posted invoice number and credit memo number will follow the standard business central sales and receivable setup. Next, we will look into the payment methods. So you can have a different payment methods. So whatever to be displayed in the POS screen, you can unblock it, rest or you can block it. Then you can also define the sequence to be displayed. So I can make it like this: 30, 20, 10. So it will be shown in this particular order. Then you can define the accounts for each payment method. Whenever you post, it automatically posts the receipt. So this account pay is for the B2B customer. You will not post any payment amount. It will just only record the invoice. So basically these are all the different types you will configure. You can add your own additional methods if you have. Then here you have payment discount percentage. Basically during the promotional period, if particular customer paying by particular card or method, you can have like, let's say Visa card, then you can define 5% for this period and maximum discounts. So when you make a payment using this particular card, it will deduct automatically 5% and calculate rest of the amount. The maximum discount will be given as $50. Next, we'll look into the printout option. So each invoice or a printout document when we print, so based on this configuration, the information will be shown. For example, I do not want to show as a tax invoice, I just want as an invoice. You can change it over here. Then you can also say instead of GST, if you want to show it as a VAT, you can also change it over here. So it's up to us how do we display the in the printout of document. We have configured POS setup, printout option, payment method. Then we will look in configure the POS stuff. So you can create under the employee code all your staff which you are going to log in. Importantly, you have to put which store he is logging in and the default terminal. So the user cannot change this. You have to be pre-defaulted to this employee card. Then you have to mark this particular user as a POS user and a password and change password record. If you're first time setting up, you can enable the change password. Then if you want to block the user, you can block it over here so that it will not allow user to log in from the POS. Then we have allow return. So if you want to restrict the return should be created only by few users, you can disable this option. So for posting the returns, you need a manager permission to post it. So you can enable this option if the user is a manager. So here I have a one user for a manager called manager itself. Then here I have allow the returns and he is a manager. So when we post the return, it will ask for the user ID and password. So we have configured all this setup. Let's go to the receipt and start the transaction. So I will log in with my POS login ID, which is E0010. After successfully login, I can see the employee code and what is the current receipt which I'm running. So based on the sorting which we define, it will show the in the payment method in an order. So I can start selecting the product. I will choose the same item again. So it will be updated as a quantity as 2. So I can put different items. And I will pay by cash. So I will put the customer has given $2,000 for example. The remaining is 220 I need to pay back. Then after that I will propose the transaction. So the receipt is downloaded. I can look at the receipt. So I paid by cash. These are all the items. Then the terms and condition. If in case I have WhatsApp and reviewers pay URL, it will be shown here. In the receipt, it will also show the who is POS user and the user ID of this login and the store and terminal ID and username and the invoice number and the printed time. Let's see how to hold the transaction and take the another transaction. So the customer has come into the POS. Then he ordered few items. I have added over here. Then I could see the image of the item also over here. Then here I can change the quantity if in case, let's say I want to change it to 2, I can change it over here. Or if I want to change the price for some reason, I can change it. So after making the entry, let's say the customer want to hold, I want to continue with another transaction, another customer. I can go to the transaction, hold that and select the reason as a hold. Then I can proceed with the another customer. So this is by default walk-in customer. If you want to change the customer name to be printed, I can change it over here. Then if a customer has a phone number, if you want to enter it, you can change it, enter it over here. Right. So the customer needs to pay 154.13. So now I'm going to pay by card. So it automatically apply the discount. There is a discount of 7.71. So in the terminal you deduct and so I'm saying I want to apply this discount. So the customer needs to pay only 146.42. So that you will be receiving a card. Then I will post the transaction. I can see I pay by card of this amount and there is a card discount which is 7.74. So the net amount which paid is 150.13. Next we will look into how to return the transaction. So for returning, it is mandatory to return the item first, then we will issue the new invoice for the new replacement item. So for the return the item, I'll go to the sales history. From sales history, you can choose the item. Let's say I want this particular order to be returned. Then I will say return item. So I cannot be allowed because I am not my permission, I do not have permission to return. So let's change the user ID. Let's give the user ID the permission. I log off. So from the administration, set off. So let me allow returns. Okay. Then I will log in again. transaction, sales history. Right. From the sales history, I will do the return items. So from that order, all the items will be written here. I can choose, let's say customer want to return only this. So I will remove the other line. Then I'm returning by cash for temporarily. I'm not paying, I'm just saying that returning cash. So which required a manager login as I'm posting the return has been returned, refunded, cash of 156. Then we will proceed with the this credit note we have issued. Then we will proceed with the new transaction and close that issue the new invoice for the return. Okay, let's see how the poster document looks like. So from the sales history, you can navigate the document. Let's say I want to view this document. So this is the posted sales invoice again. Then I can navigate the entries to look at the details, how this is being paid and captured in our customer ledger entry. So each receipt will be posted as a customer invoice, and whatever the payment which is given will be posted as a payment entry. So now we got invoice which is 154.13 and the customer has paid 156.942 because of the discounts. Then if I look at my another payment which is 7.71 is a discount. So if I look into the GL entry, I could see that 7.7 will be posted under my discount account. Okay, so which I currently I have configured as 2910, so it posted like this. Okay, so if in case of return, so I navigate to the return document, the same will be applied, the refund transaction will be applied and the transaction will get closed. So we have refunded 156.38 and this is the credit memo, then it will automatically apply together. Let's see how to create the Z report. So each POS user, they have to create a Z report at the end of the day, the statement closing. So I will choose my store number and the terminal which I'm using it and the staff which I processed. Let's say John is my user ID. Then I do the calculation of statement. Then it will show total transaction which I have posted, number of credit memo and quantity and how much total payment received. And below I could see what is the counted amount. So I have to put, so the counted amount for this is going to be 146. From the terminal which I print the statement, I can enter it here how much in the card I have received, 42. And this is let's say I post 5990. So the difference is 5.15 dollars, whereas here, okay, let's leave it like this. So when I post the transaction, based on the setup in the POS setup, it will post the difference account. So from here we have post count difference or not. So if it is enabled, the difference will be posted under the account which you mentioned in the store card. So I'll post the transaction. So it will post the difference account. So now from the history, we should be able to see the information. Okay, so this is the amount, the difference is posted. Let's go and look at the GL entries. So this is the GL entry which is got posted. So we have adjusted this $4 and $5. So it's automatically gets posted into the system.